what is going on? Welcome back, another video. Hope you guys are all doing a fantastic. I hope you're just jazzing it up out there with jazz hands, jazz everything. Jazzmaster, Acoustasonic, because that's why we're here. The new guitar from Fender. Before we get too far into the video, I want to make sure that you guys know Fender sent this guitar to me. They did give me this guitar, so if that bothers you in any way, you know, maybe just check out the tones more than anything else. But when they asked me to check out this guitar, I was like, yo, can I give one away too? So we're gonna do that too. So I'm gonna have one for me and one for you guys here in just a second. I'll tell you more about it. Alrighty, now like I said, we are checking out the brand spanking new Jazzmaster Acoustasonic. Whenever they'd reached out, they were like, hey Robert, we got this Jazzmaster Acoustasonic. I was like, wait a second, I'm in. the Jazzmaster, you know, I got a Jazzmaster last year, and it's pretty much on every track that I record now. And I just love it. So I was really fascinated by the idea of just, you know, getting this guitar that's Jazzmaster shape. It's this hybrid between an acoustic and an electric with all these different voicings. It has a humbucker in it. It had so many things, and I was like, I keep becoming more and more obsessed with guitars that have very unique vibes and very unique sounds to them. So it kind of just checked all the boxes, and I was like, I'd love to check it out. You know, thanks for even thinking of me. Now, there was something that really surprised me about this guitar, and it's not so much of like, you know, oh, it sounds amazing, all that stuff, because I think it sounds really, really good. But what was fascinating is, and maybe I'm weird, but I approach an acoustic and electric in two very different ways. And when I started playing this thing, I'm like, do I play this like an acoustic, or do I play it like an electric? And I kind of had to like come to the realization, I was like, why not do both? So I had to like turn off the electric side of my brain. I'm like, yo, Mr. Power Chord Pentatonic Scale, calm yourself down over there. Hello, Mr. Acoustic, let's play some chords. And that's really where that riff, you know, in the beginning came from. So everything on that intro track was all inspired by this guitar. So I approached the rhythm and a lot of that stuff as an acoustic guitar player. I was like, all right, okay, what am I gonna do here? And I was thinking of, you know, I was trying to use different picks and all that kind of stuff, like you would on an acoustic, you know? And I had these different tones, and I'll kind of go over the switch here in a little bit. But I wrote that riff. You know, I was like, I don't know if I would have thought of to play that on an electric, because it kind of had that scratchiness to it. And like I said, I'll go over a little bit of the specs. I don't honestly know what each setting even does. It was all about just hearing it, and the guitar was inspiring the stuff. And I wasn't focused on like, what's the output of this and all these other like little details. I was like, oh, that sounds cool. Oh, no, this part would go over this. And I wrote the song real quickly. You know, it all just kind of came together. So that was the surprising side of it. I wasn't expecting it to be like, oh, acoustic, electric, treat it like both, but it just changes your approach. So that was really fascinating, and just from an inspiration standpoint, I really liked that about the guitar. All right, so let's talk about the voicing on this guitar for a second, because you have a 5-way switch. If you're a Stratocaster kind of guy like myself, 5-way switch, I'm like, okay, I know what that does. You're wrong. You don't know what it does. It does a lot of stuff. I had to pull out the booklet, and I'm like, what all is this doing? Because this is not like a tone knob. This is an A-B. So basically, you have a 5-way selector, and this is two completely different voicings that you can either blend together or have separate settings. Because the first one I really liked, because I was like, oh, it just sounds big, like, you know, it sounded like a dreadnought is what I thought it sounded like. And sure enough, it was a dreadnought. So like I said, you can look up all the specs. I'm not going to go into that stuff. But I was like, oh, that's really, really fascinating. I was like, okay, I like that sound a lot. That's what the opening riff was written on, this dreadnought style. And I was turning the tone knob down because I was like, oh, I don't want it so bright. I'm like, oh, that doesn't really sound like it's a tone knob. And I was listening, I'm like, it's going to something else. So it was really fascinating. Each one has different settings. You know, all the way down, you've got your humbucker, again, with 2 different settings. It's a Tim Shaw humbucker. I have the same, I'm going to use the same tone on all of this stuff. Not real high gain. It's a Tweed Deluxe style in the Axe effects with some reverb on it. And, you know, I'm not really adding a bunch of effects. For the opening track, you know, I went a little bit more hog wild with, oh, let's do the spinning speaker, let's do all that kind of stuff, because I just wanted to treat the guitar like I would any other guitar. But with this one, like I said, you have these different voices on the pickup. And what was really fascinating to me, it was like, I think it was this one is supposed to be like a smaller acoustic body, and I was like, oh, that's kind of like the, you know, the Jimmy Page thing. A lot of those tracks, I'm not sure if they were all recorded, but a lot of them were on smaller body acoustic. And I don't want to get copyright, so I'm gonna cool it right there on that song. You can hear then there's that depth of that, you know, that big old dreadnought style. I know this one was piezo pizza. Oh, my computer's going to sleep. You know what that sounded like? What's that, Sister Hazel? Hard to say what it is I see. Anyways, so the pickup selector has a lot of stuff. You can treat it like an electric. I'd just kick it all the way down there, and you have 2 different settings. Roll this all the way down. Still electric. That one, it almost sounds more like a semi-hollow or something like that. Roll it all the way up, and now it kind of sounds like a big body guitar. I'll tell you one thing that was a little bit funky on it that took me some getting used to is it's strung up like an acoustic, so it has a wound third. So I was kind of like, oh, that was a little bit weird to get used to. But once I got the hang of it, I was like, okay, just treat it like a normal one. But I had to be careful with the noise of the G all of a sudden. All right, now before we keep going, I have just a couple of things I want to talk about the guitar. But first, I want to hit you with the giveaway details because Fender was nice enough to give me one of these guitars to also give away to one of you guys. Now, this one is going to be US only. If you're not in the US, don't worry. We got something else coming at you here real soon, but this one is a US only giveaway. All you have to do, it's super, super simple. 1, be subscribed to my channel. 2, leave a comment down below with what is your favorite feature of the new Acoustasonic. And that's it. That's it. You're done. How's that? You know, US only, that is a requirement, like I said. But we're going to give this away. I'll give you guys 2 weeks to enter the giveaway on March 24th. I think it is. That's a Wednesday. I'll announce the winner in my normal Wednesday video. So I'll probably put it in the title too, like parentheses, you know, Acoustasonic winner announced, something like that. And we'll get it shipped out to you. And just best of luck to everyone. There you have it. Alright, so let's put a bow on this thing. So what makes this guitar different than, say, your Stratocaster, your Tele, whatever else you're rocking out on over there? Well, I think there's a lot of stuff. You know, I think that, like I mentioned earlier, I've become obsessed with wanting guitars that just have super unique voices. Not a whole lot of duplicates of the same thing. And I think that this one overall totally has unique voices. Like I said, try one out yourself. You know, if you want to get your own vibe, like I said, I know Fender gave me this guitar. All that stuff, if that bothers you at all, just listen to the tones and let your ears tell you, you know, and see if you agree with me. Because I think that this guitar sounds really unique. And it's probably best suited for the person who is really wanting to, you could even approach it like real minimalistic. Is that a word? Is that the way you say that? It is now. minimalistic in the aspect of like a real small recording rig. This thing would cover the gamut with a lot of stuff. The only thing I was missing on this guitar, I remember when I was recording the solo, I was like, I want the neck pickup on my Strat for this one particular like lick that I was doing. But other than that, you know, I didn't find myself hurting and kind of like reaching for other guitars. I was just kind of like, oh, no, this one kind of works. And what does this pickup do? And I would just kind of fumble around with it for a minute. And then I was like, oh, that's the sound that I want. So I think it kind of can do everything for you. It's a welcomed arsenal here. I'm going to have fun kind of incorporating it into things because it's a different voice. And that'll be it. So thank you guys all so much for watching. Overall, super fun guitar. Go try one out yourself if you can. If you're looking for just that songwriter tool, this is a great one for that. So again, thank you to Fender for sending this out to me. Make sure you guys enter the giveaway. I'm excited to get one of these guitars in someone else's hands, and you can confirm or deny what I said about it. That's up to you. So if you get a chance, plug them in, play them. Links are all down below. If you would, hit the subscribe button. And I think that's going to be it. All right, guys, have a good rest of your day. And I'm going to be sitting over here playing bluegrass music. That's the wrong pickup. Later.